Sleeping on the side of the road is not the most glamorous part of van life, but sometimes it's a necessity. And on this cold, dark, rainy night, it was the best decision to make. So I made it. But you know what? The weekend's just getting started, so it's time to hit the bed and get up to a brand new scene. Here's a brand new view, waking up to this. Again, same as last week, the waking up to the bountifulness and the beauty of nature. Snow-capped mountains in the background there, clouds moving over the top. But what really amazes me is the lake. There is no movement on the lake. There's no wildlife, there are no boats, there's no one fishing. It's just gorgeous and beautiful and silent. Just amazing. I keep saying amazing, but it's the only word I could find for all of this right now, to wake up to this. Look at that. Magnificent. Okay, so the goal is to go over to the trellis over there. So this time around, I went the last time I was here, and it was like a 45-minute walk around and down to the trellis. So this time, I'm trying to go around the perimeter, and it looks closer than it actually is because the shoreline dips in and out of different places. So just to give you a little bit of what it is I'm going over here are these sort of rocky passes, and it can be tricky. So I'm not going to be able to hold the camera for too long because I want to make sure I've got both hands free in case I slip on these things, as you can see. It's pretty rocky around here. But gorgeous, gorgeous. And it's warm. Look how clear that water is. So I just wanted to give you a shot before I put the camera away. I want to make sure I'm safe. See ya on that trellis. Just came upon this part where their trees have been cut back. Just this little part, but still, it always seems so sad to me when I see it. I guess a lot of people are sad when they see that. Okay, so I'm up on that trellis you saw earlier. It's really overgrown because it's been out of commission for a long time. There's a big old iron bar across the road so no cars can come over, but if you're on foot, it's a hell of a good view. So I'm gonna walk across it. Last time I didn't get all the way over because I didn't know what was what at the time, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to go for it. So I came all the way from over there. Can't see it, but it was a walk along the edge, climbing over rocks and fallen trees and digging my way through as if I'm discovering the land for the first time. But it was a good workout though, and worth the effort. I'm liking this. Look at these views though. Look at that. and it's gorgeous weather today. Temperatures are just appropriate, just beautiful. Look at that root coming out of the... Whew. That tinkling you hear in the background is the bear bell. Scare off any critters, hopefully, along the journey. So they'll hear the bell long before they see me, and that's my hope. Isn't this gorgeous, guys? Look at this. Look at this. And I'm way over there. Whew. Like I said, a lot of climbing to get here, but it was so worth it. This trellis, as you can see, is well worn. Okay, I'm going over. Tightrope walk. And she makes it. She sticks that landing. It's evening time. The water is still, and I am just so tired and pooped from that long walk and hike and clambering over brooks and rocks, fell trees, and even a bit of bushwhacking was involved. So it's time to unwind with a hot drink and just rest and stare and stare and stare at a masterpiece like no other. So it's another morning, just about to get up, starting to put the lights on. The light's just starting to come up over the lake, so I'm gonna make some coffee and go out and watch the sun come up over those mountains, those beautiful mountains. just because I'm camping doesn't mean I get to get away from the promise I made to myself. So the weights came out. It's really difficult to say goodbye to places like this that really was really, I don't know, it's hard to say, the peaceful, really sunk into your silence and your mind and even your body. A lot of great walks and hikes and just sitting around the campfire. It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to say goodbye, but till next time, it's not the end. It's just until next time. I really love crossing that trestle though. The last time I was here, I walked underneath and swung around the base there. Really old tar smell, old wooden tar. Goodbye! Okay, so a wrong turn on the wrong side of this body of water. Supposed to be on that other side. Now, it's not a devastating error, mind you. You just have to drive back a little way and take the other road. But nothing wrong with getting lost sometimes, right? You get some new views and some new things to see. And this isn't too bad. Other than the fact I'm supposed to be on that side. I just love the Comox Valley and that ride down Highway 19A. So this is a third overnight spot, a really nice stopover, this time on the way back home tomorrow. Just finished having my dinner and I'm full and I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Okay, I've always wanted to open a Jiffy Pop my whole entire life. And the darn thing smells like if it burns to hot. Okay, so this is a Jiffy Pop popcorn. Half of it looks burnt, but you know what? I'm eating it anyway. I've waited all my life. Well, this is the last day of this particular van life episode, and it's been epic. Some of the shoot that you saw up island was just on a grand scale for me. The lake, the mountains, the snow, just It's why I do this. When people want to know, Pam, what are you doing? Why are you out there in the winter time? It's cold, it's this, it's that. You know, people, we need to get a little uncomfortable to see some magnificent things. I mean, we can't stay huddled in our forced air homes for at least 4 to 6 months of the year, and the other 6 months we're just crying about the heat and we're huddled again inside freezing cold temperatures and missing out on all the beauty and magnificence that life has to offer. And there are some amazing things. I keep saying amazing because I'm lost for another word right now. This particular campground is just on the way back home, and I wanted to just cut the drive short, so decided to come down at least a 2-hour drive this way, spend the night, and then shoot this week's Natural Mojo episode, relax, walk on the beach a little bit, have some lunch, and then head back into the city, which will be another maybe hour and 40-minute drive, or less or more depending on the traffic. But I just want you guys to know that I know I go on a lot about these trips, and you might say, oh well, it's only for those of you lucky enough to be able to do the van life thing. And I would say yes, a little bit, but we all have the opportunity to get outside and explore right in your own backyard. I mean, I live in a city that is just walkable. I mean, I walk everywhere because there's just so much to see all the time. The inner harbor, the just everywhere is an epic adventure. Walk through, if you're in Victoria, walk through Beacon Hill Park 1 inch at a time and see things that you haven't seen before. I just love sitting in front of the Moss Lady, for those of you that know what that means. And just every little inch, look and really absorb what's around you. Absorb the street that you live on. What are some things that you haven't seen there? This is not just a van life adventure. I'm out here bringing you sights and sounds in a way that I'm seeing for the first time. Like when I just went through the Rockies for the first time in my life this past fall. But I just want you to know that life is not always about comfort and ease. Get out of your comfort zones. We talk about that a lot, but what does it really mean? I mean, when you physically, on a physical level, feel discomfort, when you're trying to scurry over a trellis or up a side of a rocky hill, or going up a hoodoo, or just all the things that I've managed to do in the last little while for the first time has just been totally epic for me. And I just want you to know and understand that you have the same opportunities. It doesn't have to be in a good old van. And even this van, I know that when I put the hashtag van life, you're expecting all this stuff about the van and van tours. And yeah, Instagram and YouTube are full of people doing that. And you've seen one van and you've really seen them all. Mine is no different. I mean, there's still some work to do. All of this patina, it still needs to be shaved down and painted. I still have to choose a color and a flooring and put the cabinet doors on the cabinets back there, and all these little bits and pieces, which will happen in due time. It's travel worthy and travel safe and gets the job done. And really, that's all that I'm concerned about right now. To let the venture start, because tomorrow is not promised. If I'm going to wait until every little single thing is done so I can just show it off to the world, I still will be waiting to get where I'm going. Okay, so that's my point. The van life stuff is great, and not all of it that you see is as it seems. It's not an easy life sometimes, and it gets to be a little pricey depending on the gas prices you're paying for, and it's not always picture perfect and looks like a condo sometimes. Sometimes you just got to throw everything in there and get going, and it's a mess, and the floor always needs vacuuming and sweeping, and things fall off shelves when you're driving, or the bottom drawer gets stuck. Right now the bottom drawer can't open where the pots are, so that's another thing to deal with down the road. But it doesn't matter. What I see makes up for all of that. What I wake up to diminishes all of those little irritants by miles. So that's all I'm saying to you. Every day you have an opportunity to van life in your own way, van life in your own neighborhood. Get in your car and pack a lunch or a dinner or both. Go all day so you're not coming back until it's bedtime, and go explore. That's what this is about. This is what all this is about. Yeah, get to sleep in this, but in your own way, get your own van life on. All right, see you next week. Bye-bye.